Okay. Looks like we are in. Very well, very well. Good. Hi everyone, welcome to our lesson devoted to a new topic where we are going to talk about to be going to expression, and also we are going to talk about will as a category of future. So actually we are going to talk about two categories of future in English for today. But first we are going to start with revision, so we will go pretty fast over the previous lesson. We will cover it, we will revise, and we will do some very fast fluent revision with me, repeating with me all the questions and answers, and then we will go to our new topic. So if you're ready, I'm ready, so let's go. So yesterday we were discussing the topic which is which we substituted, right? So we were talking about this as a substitution, and the topic was a request of one of our students. So we were talking about the comparison between past perfect continuous and present perfect continuous. So, had you been learning English as a child? Yes, I had been learning English as a child. No, I hadn't been learning English as a child. Have you been learning English before? Yes, I have been learning English before. No, I haven't been learning English before. Have you been swimming in the pool for over an hour? Yes, I have been swimming in the pool for over an hour. No, I haven't been swimming in the pool for over an hour. Had you been swimming in the pool before it was closed? Yes, I had been swimming in the pool before it was closed. Or, no, just give me a second, is it fine? Oh, what is wrong with our... Yeah, just give me 1 second, I'm checking if our... okay, it looks like we have not very good signal today again. But anyways, I really hope you can hear me well. And yeah, and the main thing is, please repeat with me, okay? So the main thing is to listen to me carefully and repeat with me. So again, had you been swimming in the pool for over an hour before it was closed? Had you been swimming in the pool over an hour before it was closed? Yes, I had been swimming in the pool for over an hour before it was closed. Or, no, I hadn't been swimming in the pool for over an hour before it was closed. So, another example was just give me... Okay, so again, let's revise. When do we use the past simple, the past perfect continuous and the present perfect continuous? We use the past perfect continuous for an action which happened over a period of time. We use the present perfect continuous for an action which happened over a period of time leading up to the present situation. My brother has been staying with me by the ocean for 2 weeks now. Has my brother been staying with me by the ocean for 3 weeks now? No, your brother hasn't been staying with you by the ocean for 3 weeks now. How long has my brother been staying with me by the ocean? Your brother has been staying with you by the ocean for 2 weeks now. Next situation. You have been playing tennis since 7 a.m. You didn't play tennis yesterday. Have you been playing tennis since 6 a.m.? No, I haven't been playing tennis since 6 a.m. I have been playing tennis since 7 a.m. Okay, how about yesterday? Have you been playing tennis since yesterday? No, I haven't been playing tennis since yesterday. I have been playing tennis since this morning. Had you been playing tennis for the whole day yesterday? No, I hadn't been playing tennis for the whole day yesterday. I have been playing tennis since this morning. Had I been playing tennis with you for the whole night yesterday? No, you hadn't been playing tennis with me for the whole night yesterday because I hadn't been playing tennis for the whole night yesterday. Good. Next one. Repeat. I have been teaching English since I was 16. Have I been teaching English since my university study period? Yes, you have been teaching English since your university study period. Have I been teaching English since childhood? No, you haven't been teaching English since childhood. You have been teaching English since your teenage. Had I been teaching English for 5 years? Yes, you have been teaching English for 5 years because I still do this. So you don't say you had been teaching or I had been teaching, but have been teaching. We use present perfect continuous for an action which lasts up to now and was in process for some period before. But we use past perfect continuous for some action which happened over some period of time, but it's not going on anymore. So that's the basic difference between these two tenses. Let's get more examples, please. So we can use for, since, lately, and recently with the present perfect continuous. I give you a sentence, you need to give it to me in present perfect continuous. Helen got to her office early this morning. 11 hours later, she's still there. Helen has been working in her office for 11 hours. Has Helen been working for over 12 hours today? No, Helen hasn't been working in her office for over 12 hours today. So again, Helen hasn't been working in her office for over 12 hours today. So, Melanie. Melanie has got a very interesting book. She started reading it some time ago. So, we need to know how long she was doing this. So, Melanie, how long have you been reading this interesting book? Stuart left to water half an hour ago. He hadn't come back yet. He's not going. So what can we say about him using present perfect continuous? Stuart has been swimming in the sea, or generally swimming in the pool probably. Stuart has been swimming for over half an hour or for over an hour. Has been swimming. So choose the right sentence. When she called, Natalie had been having a violin lesson for an hour. So when she called, Natalie had been having a violin lesson for an hour. When she called, Natalie has been having a violin lesson for an hour. What is the correct answer? When she called, Natalie had been having violin lesson for an hour. Because here we talk about call, which happened in the past, and some period, which happened in the past and finished there. So Natalie is not practicing her violin anymore. It happened when somebody called her or I called her. So that's why we use past perfect continuous. So very important thing here, I want to stop here because this is about the sequence of tenses. In English, there are the hints like, for example, mostly you never use in one sentence together present and past verbs. So it means that if you, for example, have the sentence in past simple, most likely you're going to use another type of action in the past, in the second part of the sentence. So you can, for example, have shorter action and longer action coming together, like past simple, past continuous, or you can have past simple, past perfect, some earlier action and some newer action. So the thing is that basically past actions come together with some other past actions. They can be different type. Present comes together with present or sometimes with future. Future comes with present. And if you need past and future together in one sentence, it means we make past and future in the past. So that's like very, very basic about the what we call sequence of tense in English. It's more complicated, of course. We review more examples in our practice, but this is the basics. So that's why here, when she called, Natalie has been practicing. That's impossible because it's past. When she called, it's past, and Natalie has been practicing. That's present, even though it's perfect continuous. So past and present don't come together in English sentence, basically. So that's why, like, generally they don't. So that's why you need to think about something else, which is past in this case. So more example, please. I'm sorry. Okay. No, sorry, somebody is going to catch me. Mary looks very upset. She had been crying. Mary looks very upset. I think she has been crying. The correct answer is Mary looks very upset. I think she has been crying. Because here we have present and present coming together. I think she has been crying. I think it's simple, present simple. She has been crying. Some earlier action before this moment when somebody decided to tell about the way she looked. She looks unhappy now, or she looks upset now. That's why all the action is coming present, so you use present here as well. So this is another example of sequence of tenses. How about Mary looked very upset. I thought she had been crying. Mary looked very upset. I thought she has been crying. The correct answer is Mary looked very upset. I thought she had been crying. So, do we normally use the past perfect continuous for states? No, we don't normally use the past perfect continuous for states. What do we use instead? We use the past perfect instead. Do we normally use the present perfect continuous for states? No, we don't normally use the present perfect continuous for states. What do we use instead? We use the present perfect instead. Have you had a successful job interview recently? Yes, I have had a successful job interview recently. No, I haven't had a successful job interview recently. Have you been traveling all over the island recently or lately? Yes, we have been traveling all over the island lately. Or no, we haven't been traveling all around the island lately. So when we talk about recently or lately, this is about a short period of time before. So we can actually use it with present perfect continuous because it means not long time ago. It's kind of still not the past. We still have this very, very close by the present moment of speech. That's why we can use also with for, since, lately, and recently. We use present perfect continuous together with these words. Another one. How about fixing the car? Yeah, where is our... Okay, so Joseph broke his car. He came to the car fix and everyone was busy. So he came to the garage and everyone was busy. What can you say about the situation? Did he find anyone who could fix his car? So, no. Everyone had been busy fixing cars. Everyone had been busy fixing the cars. So it means that no people could help him, and that happened in the past because in the beginning, you remember, Joseph broke his car and he went or came to the garage or to the car fix. It means everything was happening in past simple, one by one, and then of course we are going to talk in past perfect continuous. So how about the example with the lunch? So imagine right now, yes, question to you about right now. Imagine if you're eating now or no. Have you been eating your lunch up to now? Have you been eating your lunch up to now? No, I haven't been eating my lunch up to now. Or yes, if you are chewing now, you say, yes, I have been eating my lunch up to now. Had you been eating your lunch before the conference? Had you been eating your lunch before the conference? Yes, no? Yes, I had been eating my lunch before the conference. Or no, I hadn't been eating my lunch before the conference. So this tense, this extra detail about the conference, it means it's about the past. The conference is not on, so before already means it's about past. That's why we use past perfect continuous here. So Emma came into the room. There was nobody in it, but the TV was on. So, question to you. What can we say about the TV? Had anybody been watching TV before her coming? Yes, somebody had been watching TV before her coming or before she came. So, we say here about some situations. She came into the room, it's already past. The TV was on, it's past, and of course then we need to use past perfect continuous basically. So again, let's sum up, and before we move to the next topic, let's sum up about the difference between present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous. Present perfect continuous, it's about a period of time which started some time ago and it lasts up to now. But past perfect continuous, this is about the period of time, the action which happened over a period of time, but it's not going on anymore. So that's the basic difference. We don't use, as I mentioned yesterday, we don't use present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous a lot in English. Basically, I would say that this is type of action which is the very rare use one, but you are going really to need it when you talk about action verbs, because remind you, whenever you use perfect continuous, any of them, future, past or present, we never use them about state verbs. So instead we use just perfect. And the same about when we have just continuous tenses, continuous action types. We don't use continuous for states, we use simple instead. So the same here, if we have action verb and if we need to demonstrate that that was some process and it lasted some period of time, for some period of time, then we use perfect continuous basically. And if we want to show it's still on, we use present perfect continuous specifically instead of past perfect continuous. And also you need to take into consideration what kind of tenses come together. So it means you need to take into consideration what other actions are in the sentence. So if you have past simple, then you're going to use past perfect continuous, past continuous together with it. If you have present, most likely you're going to be using some of the action types with present perfect, present continuous, present perfect continuous. So this is about sequence of tenses. And now I can sum up that we had several lessons talking about past, about present, and today we are going to get to the category of future. So first I will tell you the story which I always tell to my students, and I remember my grammar theory lessons in university very well when my professor was telling me the story, which was really clear to me, because later I got a lot of proofs. So there are several approaches in English. Some grammaticians think that will and shall, this is a category like auxiliary verb, the category of future. Other grammaticians suppose that will and shall, they are just modal verbs, because will and shall are also used in English as modal verbs with a category of modality. And there is a third group of grammaticians who suppose that it's about
two approaches together. They are somewhere in the middle. They are not supporting that this is will and shall, it's only about future, and they don't support that the will is just about modality. But generally, it's up to you what you choose, because people have still doubts about this. But in fact, if to see what is the sense of will in the sentence, you are going to understand that in English, future as approach, it's definitely not about future simple only or future continuous. So we have different instruments to share the information about future with somebody. First of them is actually to use expression to be going to. So when you use expression to be going to, you share with the audience your intentions, your plans. Actually, this is not about like real plan yet, but this is about some idea which is stuck into your mind, and you keep thinking about it. You want to make it. So for example, oh, I'm going to see my parents, or I'm going to see my friends. That means I'm thinking about it right now, and I make some plans, and this is something I'm going to do. But if I want to tell about some fact about in future which is already agreed, something which I know, for example, about future, I use just will. For example, tomorrow he will come. It means I have this information, I know about this, about future, and I know this about him, and then I use just future simple. There is another category which is about present tenses used in order to show about the plan for the future. So when we use present continuous, for example, talking about future, it has a different meaning. Example, I am flying to Dublin tomorrow or on Monday. I am flying, it means I have a ticket, I have probably my suitcase ready, so it's like this is going to happen. I am flying. So it means there are some specific actions I did or I do in present for me to have the situation in future. And compare another example. Tomorrow it's going to rain. It's going to rain. So we talk about some observation of situation. We kind of see the nature, see clouds, and think like, oh, it's going to rain. So we kind of see it. We predict it. So now we are going to see the difference between will and to be going to. We will speak about present continuous and other ways of using present telling about future tomorrow. But today we are going to talk about will and to be going to as two ways of speaking about future. So if you're ready, I'm ready, let's go. First example. Are you going to have an open air party this weekend? Are you going to have an open air party this weekend? Yes, I am going to have an open air party this weekend. Yes, I am going to have an open air party this weekend. No, I am not going to have an open air party this weekend. Will tomorrow be a big day for the company you work for? Will tomorrow be a very big day for the company you work for? Yes, tomorrow will be a very big day for the company I work for. Or no, tomorrow won't be a very big day for the company I work for. So the difference is, when you say I am going to have an open air party, it means this is our intention, this is what we plan. But when we talk about tomorrow will be a big day for the company, you get some information about this. You know this about future. You get some information from your company about the tomorrow thing. So, will does not express intention. Repeat with me. Will does not express intention. So what is intention? Intention, this is what we want to do. My intention is to open the door. It means I want to open the door. My intention is to get some water. It means I want to drink some water. So will has a neutral meaning. So will has a neutral meaning. It's not about I want it. Will is more about information, about facts about future. So we use will to talk about facts in the future. Example. John will be 20 next year. Repeat with me. John will be 20 next year.
How old will you be next year? How long will you be next year? I will be, tell your age. I will be 35 this year, or next year I will be 36 next year. So that's how you answer this question. You say about future, and this is about fact, about future, which you know, the information you know. So if you talk about, for example, the day of the week, you say tomorrow will be Friday, or tomorrow will be holiday. So you know this. This is some information, some fact about future. Then you use will. But if you say tomorrow it's going to be a nice day, it's more about your plan. It's more about how you want this day. It's more about prediction about tomorrow, something you see according to circumstances. So, 3 words. Express. So express, we know express mail, express message, it's when it's done fast, right? It's an adjective function. But express is also to show, to demonstrate, to give information about this. So you can express your feelings to somebody. You kind of show, demonstrate your feelings. Intention. This is about your wish to do something. Intention, this is what you want to do. Neutral. So the word neutral is widely used in English in talking about grammar, or lexics, but also it's widely used when we talk about the position of person, the attitude of person. So what is your position? I have a neutral position about this issue. It's kind of, I'm not positive about this and I'm not negative about this. So that's how you use the word neutral. So we use to be going to express intention, that is to say about something we have already decided to do. So again, we use to be going to express intention, that is to say about something that we have already decided to do. So it means you decided and then you tell about this with to be going to. What are you going to do with your new skills after you finish the marathon and improve your English? What are you going to do with your skills after you finish the marathon and improve your English? I am going to use my new skill after I finish this marathon and improve my English. So again, I am going to use my skills after I finish this marathon and improve my English. So that should be your very optimistic answer for the question about why do you do this marathon? And here I would like to stop, because we did the discussion, we reviewed the topic, but the main thing is about why do you do this, guys? Why do you get to the lesson? Why do you get to the marathon lessons? The thing is, you try to get a new skill. A new skill is about, like, you know English, right? So you are the 3-level student. That means you have basic skills about English. You have pretty good experience about learning English. But the thing is, you get the new skill because this tempo of comprehension, everyday tempo of comprehension of fluent speech, and everyday tempo of speaking, maximum speed with me, at least 60% of the lesson, this is a new skill. So you don't, if you do every day for 50 minutes active practice of your English, that's great, but not everyone has this opportunity. That's why marathon, that's a chance for you to get a habit of fast speaking, fast listening, and comprehension and understanding, and of course new vocabulary, new grammar for your better understanding of English structures. So that's a little bit motivation. I really hope you believe in getting some high results, and I really hope you understand why you do these lessons, because if you don't understand, you need to find this reason. I have a very good video about this, about the way about the reasons we study English, and I'm quite confident that this is the greatest importance. So when you start using any instruments of education, of self-education, of self-development, first what you need to do is to understand why you're going to do this. Going to it means why you decided to do this. And then you go, and then you will achieve results, will achieve good results. So to be going to, that's about decision. Will do, that's about promise to yourself, showing that this is a fact about future. You will succeed with your English, you will.
That's a fact. That's what I promise, what I guarantee if you do all the tasks. So let's go, a little bit of motivation is done, and let's go with our practice. Next question. What are you going to do during your forthcoming vacation? What are you going to do during your forthcoming vacation? I am going to... I'm going to give you one example with a very good phrase. I'm going to have an urban tour in Moscow during my forthcoming vacation. I am going to have an urban tour in Moscow during my forthcoming vacation. So what is urban tour? Urban tour. So what is urban tour? Urban tour is a type of tour when you travel in different locations and see architecture and some sightseeing. So repeat with me. The urban tour is a type of tour when you travel around some location, see the architecture. Location is basically the city, right? Because it's urban from the name city, right? City life. You travel around some location about some city, you get some architecture, view some architecture, and some sightseeing, some very famous places, right? So, forthcoming, repeat with me, forthcoming. Forthcoming, it means something which is going to happen very soon. Forthcoming week, forthcoming holiday, forthcoming event. It means something very close in timing, something which is going to happen very soon. Now, urban tour, we explained what is this one. Urban tour is a city tour to see the architecture. Actually, it's one of the types of tours which is very famous in older cities with older architecture and old buildings, which people really enjoy seeing. So, we are going to cross all the states from Texas to Alaska. We are going to cross, repeat with me, we are going to cross all the states from Texas to Alaska. We will travel many days and see many different places of interest. We will travel many days and see, and we will see, right? And see many different places of interest. So let's see the difference between these two sentences. When we talk about we are going to cross all the states, we tell about intention. But we will travel many days, here we already start telling about facts. So we have a tour, we have a plan, and we will see different places. This is about our plan of traveling. This is about something we definitely know. So that's why we use here future. But in the first sentence, we talk about our plan to the person. We talk about desire, about intention, and that's why we use present to be going to first. Next one. What do we call a place of interest in English? What do we call a place of interest in English? We call sightseeing and famous locations as the places of interest. We call sightseeing and some famous locations as the places of interest. So, the place of interest is type of sightseeing, or this is about famous location. So, we can talk about some architectures, about sculptures, about some big places, like parks and so on, mountains, nature, pieces, so they can be a different place of interest. And they can be as well, they are different definitely about people. So some people have one interest, other people have different interests. So, and in this situation, people have different types of places of interest. So, of interest. So, can we use will to predict the future? Can we use will to predict the future? Yes, we can use will to predict the future. For example, I suppose Jack will win if he plays with Mark. I suppose Jack will win if he plays with Mark. So, what it means? It means you're not sure, but you know the skill of Jack, and if to imagine a situation, you predict the victory to some person who is a stronger player. We can use to be going to predict the future, but when we see it according to circumstances. So repeat with me. We can use to be going to predict the future, but when we see it according to circumstances. So predict, it means to say about the future, to say the true about the future. But circumstances,
this is a set of situations, like composition of events coming together, which make us think that, for example, one or other option is possible in future. So circumstances, for example, you are going to fly to some country and you check the internet and you have no tickets. So it means circumstances are not allowing you to fly right now. No tickets for the moment. But at the same time, you could check some other options. Or you can say that the circumstances didn't allow me to see my parents last weekend. I had a lot of job first. I had some work about the house, and my parents were busy. So then you had three circumstances, like three reasons of not doing something. So that's what we call circumstances. Circumstances. So, is it going to snow tomorrow? Let's try to predict a little bit. Look through the window and think. Is it going to snow tomorrow? Yes, no? Yes, it is going to snow tomorrow. Yes, it is going to snow tomorrow. Or no, it isn't going to snow tomorrow. No, it isn't going to snow tomorrow. So if I look through my window, I see that it's not definitely going to snow tomorrow. Hopefully it's the same about your window. So do you think the story about aliens, who are aliens? Do you think the story about aliens is going to be a complete nonsense after people see real fact on their existence? Do you see, this is a long sentence, that's why follow me. Do you think the story about aliens is going to be a complete nonsense after people see real fact about their existence? No, I don't think the story about aliens is going to be a complete nonsense after people see real fact about their existence. So I'm not sure if you believe in aliens or not, but alien, this is a person or personality or creature from other planet or from other universe, which possibly can come to our planet or possibly not. We never know. So it all depends on if we have any facts about their existence. So will you have to get transferred to another school due to your poor exam results? Will you have to get a transfer? Transfer, it means change the school. Will you have to get a transfer to another school if you, due to poor results in your exam? No, I won't, or you can say no. Fortunately, I won't or I will not have to get a transfer to another school due to my poor results in exam. So no, fortunately for me, it's good for me. Fortunately, I will not have to get a transfer to another school due to my poor results of examination. So if you pass exam not well, it doesn't mean that we are going to push you to get a transfer to another school and leave our school. We'll help you to improve your results, of course. And usually if you do every practice during your course, you don't need to pass your exam for the second time. Usually do it well during your first time of passing if you do every exercise after the lesson as well, because it helps you to remember everything. So, will the British authorities open the local council in your city? Will the British authorities open local council in your city? Yes, the British authorities will open local council in our city. Yes, the British authorities will open local council in our city. No, the British authorities won't open local council in our city. No, British authorities won't open a local council in our city. So what is council? Council is like it's like a location where authorities from other country can perform their activity. For example, there is an organization which is called British Council. This official organization which arranges IELTS exam preparation and passing. So, for example, we also help students to prepare for the exam, but official sponsors who can give you certificate and get the test for you
as the British Council, as an official organization, as an official representative from Great Britain. And usually, in order to get this certificate, in order to get this exam, you need to go to this official local council of British authorities. So, a couple words we reviewed. Aliens. These are creatures from another planet or another universe, right? So, existence. It means if something is alive or something is located in some place. So, for example, if we talk about existence of aliens, it means if they are somewhere or not, if they are alive or not. So, exist. It's if it's available or not. I can ask you, for example, do you know about the existence of crocodiles? You will tell me, yes, of course, I know about the existence of crocodiles. They do exist. They live somewhere. They live in zoos and they live in nature, of course, in some special areas of the planet. So existence, that's about being alive or being available on the planet or in some location. Local council, this local official organization of authorities usually from other country, with some special mission, some social mission of communication, international communication. Fortunately, there are two words, fortunately and unfortunately, positive and negative. Fortune, it's like good luck. So you talk about fortune when something happens in your favor, and you say fortunately, it means luckily I'm going to get it. Fortunately, I have a great day today for going out. Or unfortunately, we use when some circumstances are not so good. Unfortunately, this is a negative ones, two opposite words. Fortunately, unfortunately. So, and you can use them in the beginning of the sentence and somewhere in the middle as well. Sometimes in colloquial English, you can use them at the end of the sentence, but mostly the common version is in the beginning. So that's the most common. And we have some more extreme questions, and I really hope you're going to like them. So now I will ask you a question about your plans, and I will give you a hint or kind of reminder. So I will tell you about what you're going to do. You will not need to think. I will give you a plan, but you will need to rephrase this plan for me using, of course, to be going to. So when we talk about plan, intention, we use to be going to. So, do you have any plans for tomorrow? So, you're going to play with your football with your colleagues. So, yes, I have a plan for tomorrow. I am going to play football with my colleagues. Okay, next one. Do you have any plans for the day after tomorrow? Get some paper from the stationery. Stationery is like a special shop where you can buy paper, pens, pencils, printers, and so on. So, get some paper from the stationery. I am going to get some paper from the stationery the day after tomorrow. I'm going to get some paper from the stationery or stationery store the day after tomorrow. One more question. Do you have any plans for the next weekend? You're gonna love it. Do you have any plans for the next weekend? Go hiking and try bungee jumping from the old bridge. Go hiking. So hiking is when you go like an alpinist, but mostly it's not that dangerous like alpinism, but you get some backpack and you go to the mountains. It's called hiking. And bungee jumping, it's when you get some special equipment, you get rope around your body and you jump down from some bridge or but basically people do this from bridges or from some high buildings, tall buildings. This is very extreme thing. So your plan for the next weekend is actually to go hiking and to
to try bungee jumping from the old bridge. So, yes, I am going to go hiking and try bungee jumping from the old bridge the next weekend. So, yes, I'm going to go hiking to the mountain. I'm going to go hiking and try bungee jumping from the old bridge for the next weekend. So this is your plan. I hope you get some chance to dream about your future intentions, about your future plans. Probably some of you is going to make it come true. So hiking, repeat it with me, hiking, that's going to the mountain. Bungee jumping is when you jump from some height, and it's actually dangerous, but I'm still going to try. So whenever I try, I will get some special video about doing this. And stationery, this is a special shop with some office utilities, with some printer, paper, scanners, with pens, with pencils, markers, and so on. So it's called stationery store. So now please promise you will play football with your colleagues. Promise you will play football with your colleagues. I will play football with my colleagues someday. I will play football with my colleagues someday. So comparing to be going to and will, it's about more like promise. So I promise I will. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but you promise to do this. Now promise you will get some paper from the stationery tomorrow. Now promise you will get some paper from the stationery tomorrow. I will get some paper from the stationery tomorrow. I will get some paper from the stationery tomorrow. And now promise you will go hiking and try bungee jumping next weekend. Now promise you will go hiking and try bungee jumping from the old bridge next weekend. I will go hiking and try bungee jumping from the old bridge next weekend. So here we are done with the material for today. I will just double check how is our connection doing, because I see my stream is uploading. So the thing is, today we covered our material about 2 categories of future to be going to, which is actually about the plan for some nearest future, and also we were thinking about the variant of promising to do something. So basically, comparing these 2 things, I would say that to be going to, it's stronger thing about future than will in some context, because sometimes will, when people use will, they just promise to do something, but it's not always about fact about future. So when person says, I will see you tomorrow, it sounds more like promising. Because if you talk about something else but not yourself, using will, it sounds like fact about future, like tomorrow my relatives will come to visit me. This is like information you know about future. But when you talk about tomorrow I will go to Moscow, this is not about your intention, that's more about promising to do something. So, but when you say tomorrow I'm going to go to Moscow or to fly to Moscow, this is a plan. This is a real plan which you show as a demonstration of your intention, the intention to do something. So, the next lesson we're going to practice one more category of future. So, you know that talking about future tenses, we have future simple, future continuous, we have future perfect and future perfect continuous types of action. This is the same as about any other tense, about past and present, but as I mentioned already today, basically in English we use categories of future not only related to future tenses. In order to express some intention about future, we used to be going to. in order to tell about some plan, strong plan for the future, we use some present continuous category. And in order to tell about some fact we know 100%, then we use will. Or in order to predict something, then we use will. But if we see something, it's not about prediction, not just thing like mystery or dream, then we better say to be going to. For example, about the weather, if we look through the window and we see it's cloudy, we say it's going to rain. So this is stronger, this more confident phrase about future than if you say tomorrow it will rain. And basically you need to say it will be raining. But it sounds like a promise, not a strong decision or not a strong opinion. So when you talk about future, don't always try to use will. That is the result of our lesson. And of course, as usual, I really want to ask you to get to your practice exercises in order to improve your fluency, because of course during the lesson we use some time to explain some notions, to talk, to listen to me, and this is good for your listening and of course good for your speaking. But for more speaking practice, you still need to do your exercises. So I'm going to see you tomorrow for another lesson. Thanks for coming for the lesson and have a wonderful day. Thank you guys. Bye bye.